What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. It's a nice rainy day here in Vegas. Today I'm going to be working on the Dodge D100. Let's see what we got going on. So I thought I would continue working on the doors today, and I thought, well, what these things could really use are some lower door panels. I wasn't really a fan of having the lower panel painted, and so I went looking around and I found a set on LMC Truck, but they want like $55 for them, and they're carpeted, and I really didn't want a carpeted look. So I thought I would continue with the leather look that I went with for the kick panels. So here's the one I made for the driver's side. Let's how about I go show you how I make these, and we'll go make the one for the passenger side. Alright, so when it comes to making panels, one of the first things you got to do is make a template. Now the template for these lower door panels is pretty simple. It's really just a rectangle with some rounded corners, but you got to really use this to set your mounting holes and to make sure you get your panel cut correctly. So take the time, get your template set up just the way you want it. Now what I used is the same chipboard material to make my templates that I used to make the template for my vent, my fresh air vent on the passenger side, and that I used to make my kick panels. And I'll link to that video here somewhere. Now, when I made my other panel, when I made my kick panels, gotta find it. I used this 1/8 inch fiberboard material. I wanted something that was a little more sturdy than just say the normal panel cardboard you could get to make like door panels and stuff like that. This stuff seems to be really thin, real flexible. I wanted something a little more rigid, so I used this 1/8 inch fiberboard. When it came to making these lower door panels, I didn't have enough of this fiberboard. But what I did have lying around is pegboard. It's the same thing. Same 1/8 inch thick, same fiberboard material. It's just got holes in it. Once you cover it with vinyl, you'll never notice the holes are there, and you'll have a nice, sturdy, rigid panel. Kind of the idea of hot rodding, right? Use what you have. Sometimes you don't have the exact stuff you want or the exact stuff you need, but you use what works. This works. So let's get the template onto the material, and let's get the panel cut out. Alright, so once you get your panel cut out, it's time to move on over to the next step. Alright, so once you get your pattern cut out, you need to lay it on your material you're going to use to cover your panel. In my case, I'm using more of this leather looking vinyl. So what you want to do is, set it on your vinyl. You could do it in, carpet, actual leather if you wanted to. I'm sure there's tons of material you could use. I just happen to like this vinyl. You want to set it up in such a way that you leave yourself enough so that you can wrap the edge, so that you get a good secure glue on the front, and then by wrapping the edge, it really locks it into place and gives you a more secure finish. Set it up, leave yourself enough hangover on all sides. Obviously it'll get trimmed a little bit, and then just leave yourself, mark where you need to cut it, leaving yourself enough for an overhang. Alright, so once you get your material cut out and ready to go on to your panel, the next step is to get your adhesive. Now what I'm using is this Loctite, just regular spray adhesive, contact cement. What you want to do, flip it over, and you're going to want to spray both surfaces and give it and then give it a few minutes to dry, to get just tacky to the touch. Once you have that, then you'll be able to flip this back over, lay it onto your material, and it should bond pretty much instantly. So let's go ahead and get this stuff sprayed down and ready to go. All right, now we'll just give that a few minutes to tack up, and we'll be back. All right, so one thing I forgot to show earlier, and I actually screwed it up and had to go back and redo it, was I didn't mount these mounting studs. All they are plastic body mounting studs. Let's see if I can get this on camera. See that there? Let's try to get this in a good light. So all those are panel mounting studs, like push pins almost. There's a good one. There we go. So yeah, I forgot to show mounting those before spraying everything down with the contact cement. So I actually had to go back and mount those. What I did was I had the locations decided on, drilled the holes, and then I actually sanded the top. You can kind of see there, I kind of sanded it with a Dremel so that the tops would sit as flush as I could, just so there would be less of a possibility of them showing through the vinyl. So I just went over, I drilled those, mounted them, got them, and then they're just crazy glued in place. So I resprayed this. The panel itself, I resprayed it, waiting for that to finish tacking up, and then I'll show you sticking the two pieces together. All right, so everything's been sitting here tacking up for about 5 minutes or so. We're going to go ahead and take the panel, flip it over on top of the vinyl, and get everything locked into place. Now what I like to do is use a roller to really go over the whole surface and get everything pressed down nice and hard into place. So there's the first part. It's all pretty much down to place, and like I said, and by sinking in those those mounting studs, you can't really tell. I mean, a little bit, but again, it's a lower door panel. It's not gonna stand out on you. And then to finish up the edges, I'm gonna be able to take these and really kind of stretch them nice and tight around the edges. So like here, I may have to trim a bit for that stud. There we go. But what I like to use, and I showed it in some of my other videos, is Barge contact cement. This stuff works incredible. You just got to brush it on and wait for it the same thing. Wait for it to get tacky, and then you can fold it over and lock everything into place. So we'll start getting. Stuff is messy. Alright, so once we've given it some time to tack up, time to start folding the edges over. I like to just grab it, just pull it as tight as I can, and then just work my way around. Again, I have the roller, so once I get enough of it down, I'll take my roller and kind of lock it into place. Especially on the curves, we have to do some trimming just to get it to sit nice and flat up on there. Okay, just want to kind of, you can go back later and really clean it up, but get the majority of it locked down. So there's the majority of it. I mean, still got to go around and, you know, fix up some of the little loose spots, kind of like that. Make sure everything's good and seated. And then when it comes to the corners, you may have to go and, you know, trim it down a little bit, fold it over, make sure it all sits nice and flat and secure. I won't bore you with all that. I'll go ahead and finish that up, and then I'll show you the finished product. All right, so there you have it. Custom door panel for your classic ride, for your project, whatever you're working on. Save yourself a few bucks. I mean, like I said, at LMC Truck, these cost about 55 bucks a set, and they're carpeted. I didn't want carpet. So I saved myself a few bucks, and I get the look I want. And it really only took, what, a couple of hours, if that. I mean, more time waiting for stuff to dry again, and getting set up to record this. It's actually a real quick project. So get out there, make your own. You don't have to rely on what's just available out on the market, what's available online, what's available wherever. If you want something, you want to look a certain way, make your own. No reason not to. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys learned something. Again, this is another project that, I really enjoy it. It's simple. It allows me to be a little creative and get the look that I want without having to just go with whatever's available. All right, so again, thanks for watching, and get to work.